A stunning view of Capitol Hill from high above. We're here in the seat of the U.S. government, Washington, D.C. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. In this game, we'll see the Milwaukee Bucks going up against the Washington Wizards here in Capital One Arena. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, almost all of the Greek Freak's points come in the paint. Giannis said, I can already do a lot of damage, basically without a jump shot. Just driving, making plays, and free throws. When that jump shot comes, it's going to be a problem for a lot of players in this league. Kevin?
You're right, DA. It'll be scary. Thanks. And look now at a few years' worth of data. Some of the assist numbers under the microscope for Wall.
And the trend that he's going through with his assist numbers dropping over the past few years isn't a good one. I don't want to say he's become a more selfish player because that's too harsh, but he's become a little too concerned about finding his own shot rather than creating for his teammates. He may want to rethink that.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Matthews and Middleton the 2 wings. And it's Bledsoe in at point. And for Washington, Wall runs the point with Beal at the 2. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. And it's Brown in at the small forward. And Greg, after this season, Antetokounmpo will be eligible to sign a Supermax extension. The Bucks want him to stay happy.
The loss of Malcolm Brogdon last summer definitely stung. Trying to control costs, but you don't want to take a step back with Giannis's decision looming.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Washington.
Yeah, Antetokounmpo has really learned how to get himself to the foul line. It's one of the easiest ways to score the ball. He gets to the stripe at a higher clip with each passing year.
The Bucks shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Free throw good. Giannis. Well, with the playoffs coming up quickly, Clark, strength of schedule can play a big role as it determines where a team is going to be seated come playoff time.
No, I agree with you in terms of even just making the playoffs sometimes, Kevin, based on where teams are and who they're playing. I mean, those matchups against potential playoff teams that are still fighting for seeding, they can sharpen you up and get you ready. Actually, those games can be playoffs before the playoffs in many ways.
And I always admire the coaches, Clark, that walk their players through the different scenarios because they should be aware.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You want everything out in front of you. As long as your team is able to handle it, and most of these teams can, I think that's a good point.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. The shot comes out. Good D by Lopez. Brown against Middleton. Outside Matthews. Lopez inside. 8 points his last outing. Here's Hachimura. Covered by Giannis.
And the amount of space Antetokounmpo covers is really breathtaking. You got to see it to believe it. I mean, he erases shots that you think he has no chance to get to.
Here's Antetokounmpo after the basket by Washington. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
Now here's Beal. He's coming off a 19-point game against Atlanta. Passes it to Brown. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Bryant. Puts up a 3. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
You know, currently they're just 1 of 5 from the field. That's not going to get it done.
Here's Bledsoe. And they pick up 2.
Tell you what, there's not a guard any stronger in the league than Bledsoe. His upper body strength, impressive.
Ball against Bledsoe. There's Beal with the 3. And that comes off the assist by John Wall.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Bledsoe passes to Lopez. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's Wall. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And just the overall aggressiveness. Wall enjoys taking on a challenge and succeeding, especially when the D is all over him.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Hard not to appreciate the brilliance of Wall. I mean, a super fast, quick player, a guy who runs the offense exceedingly well.
Now here's Bledsoe. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable. Here's the lob into the Kumbo. Very pretty alley-oop layup.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch.
And he chose the conservative finish with the nice, easy layup, which was a good decision.
Lopez against Bryant. The second chance effort, no good there. Good D by Lopez.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's Brown. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Brook Lopez.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
The Wizards have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for them.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
Robin Lopez is checked in for Lopez. And Brown drops them both.
Well, Milwaukee is exactly what a small market success story looks like.
Yeah, you know, a great eye for talent and also some good fortune in landing a player like Giannis in the draft. And small market teams have to home grow their superstars. Then they made smart moves surrounding Giannis with talent and an outstanding coach. The front office deserves buku credit for how they've turned this team into a finals contender.
Now Brown, following the 3-point attempt by Eric Bledsoe. Here's Wall. Outside Beal. Shoots over Matthews, and that one's on target from the wing. Beal's got 5 now.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
And Clark with Giannis, you could see the change in his demeanor last year. You know, he knew he was unguardable when he was on the floor.
Well, guys, you know you're special when you can say nobody can stop me, and the general consensus is you're right. I mean, I can't think of any player in the NBA that's really suited to guard Giannis with his blend of speed and strength and ball skills. That guy handles the ball exceptionally well for a big man.
That one is off.
Well, you know, it's hard to overstate the impact that Giannis has on the floor with his play. I mean, he gives you so much at both ends of the floor, offense and defense, and really draws a lot of attention from the opposing team.
He hits the second from the line. The efficiency of Giannis, Clark, that's just the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. For years, people were asking, how scary is Giannis going to be? Well, we got our answer pretty much in the form of he's a nightmare.
Here's Wall. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And I just love the way Wall kind of knifes through that defense. He is masterful at slashing to the rim.
Now here's Lopez. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Memphis.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
Here's Wall following the basket by Chris Middleton. Over Bledsoe. Another one falls for Washington.
And in the post, Wall's got a pretty well-developed game for a point guard. He can navigate his way through the big bodies with very few problems.
Now here's Giannis. A 23-point game for him in the win against Memphis. Bounce pass from Bledsoe. For 3, Middleton. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in.
The obvious work ethic of Middleton on full display there. I mean, the quick release off the pass, which leaves the defense without much to do.
Here's Beal. 5 points in the game. Back to Wall. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Wall's got 9.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Here's Giannis. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Yeah, you know, John Wall is so masterful as a floor general. He's a real maestro out there. Terrific at finding the open guy on time and on target.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. And Clark, throughout your NBA career, you always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA, and then I digested all kinds of books and stories about him and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
With a whole new group out there now. And then for Milwaukee, Sterling Brown, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for Wesley Matthews. And George Hills subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo.
Boy, he is so dangerous from this area, guys. Even when Giannis is defended tightly, he powers through it.
Smith the pass to Wagner. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Giannis, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
It is simply amazing to watch Antetokounmpo sprint the floor like an Olympic track star, covering up so much ground with those long strides the way he does.
And it's Miles missing.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution. Love the read there from Antetokounmpo. I mean, his basketball IQ is really impressive when it comes to alley-oop attempts.
Now, here's Miles. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Hill pulls it in.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
DiVincenzo can't hit it. The Wizards have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Smith against Brown. Shoots from 12. And the jumper falls for him. And the Wizards lead by 4.
Well, I like the fact that Smith is a very solid shooter from mid-range. His teammates are confident with him from that spot.
Lopez kicks to Hill. From down in the low post, it goes.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And so it's Washington with it. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
Bad outing offensively. You break that game down, their issues were pretty clear.
Yeah, the offense was AWOL. It just wasn't there. No rhythm, no flow, just a tough day.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Wizards.
That mid-range shot has been a weapon for them up to this point, fellas.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
One shot.
That free throw good from Mahinmi. 1:39 left to play in the first quarter. To the inside. Antetokounmpo, no good.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Bonga gets the bucket.
Not much resistance from the defense. Easy play that time for him.
And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. 7-point differential. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And you know, this is why people are so high on Antetokounmpo. I mean, his build and skill set are both platinum level. And he knows how to kick his game up a gear, too.
Now, here is Smith. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Hawks in Atlanta. 52 seconds left to play here in the first. DiVincenzo passes to Antetokounmpo.
Tell you, that's why Antetokounmpo is so feared league-wide. I mean, when he's close to the rim, he's most likely going to flush it on you.
Giannis against Smith. Wagner, good.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's DiVincenzo. Defended by Miles. DiVincenzo gets the bucket.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Now, here is Smith. Inside. Wagner, good.
You talk about passing. Smith is one of the best in the game in that aspect. An incredible distributor.
Out to the right wing. Here's DiVincenzo. There's Brown with the three. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
Ringing the bell. That's the way to close a quarter.
Talk about lifting up a team and energizing them at the end of a quarter. A three at the buzzer, that'll do it.
John Wall getting it done for Washington. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And pronouncing Giannis Antetokounmpo's name correctly has been a challenge for many, something he discussed before today's game.
The worst I've ever heard was my rookie year. A guy called me Antetokounmpo, and Kunupi in Greek means mosquitoes. So he basically said anti-mosquito.
And the mosquito, definitely not a good comparison for Giannis.
Yeah, more like a condor. But that last name certainly has a lot of people looking for nicknames.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Boy, grinding it out on the glass. They've really been working for those points.
Setting the floor for the Bucks. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. And there's Hill. And there's Kyle Korver. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 2 guard.
Tell you what, you've got to get to Korver right away. This guy has unlimited range and a lightning quick release.
And he knocks down the first one. Clark, a lot of coaches like to run their offense through centers. Any names you can think of who you'd be comfortable running your offense through at that position?
Well, just because I've watched him and loved his game since locking into him, Jokic.
Yes.
Man, can he pass it. He can shoot it. He can score it inside. He's got such excellent hands and touch. He's at the top of the list. DeMarcus Cousins, big guy that can shoot it and pass it as well. And Marcus Gasol is also in that list.
You'd feel comfortable with any of those guys holding the ball, distributing the ball, wouldn't you?
No doubt.
And Miles kicks to Smith. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And, you know, whenever Smith gets that close to the bucket, he's sharp in how he finishes these chances. I mean, he's got a lot of different ways to get that ball up and down.
Now, here's Lopez. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. That shot off. Washington leading now by 4. Smith scanning the floor. Pass to Wagner. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Smith's got his 3rd assist on the night. Bucks trail by 6. Outside Hill. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
Wizards ball.
Here's a look at what's coming up for Washington. On Monday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. And then on Wednesday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Here's Wagner. Antetokounmpo defending. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. As we approach the playoffs, let's see how the East is shaping up. Taking a look at Milwaukee. Advantage in 1 series. And checking out Washington. They're much further down in the standings right now.
And right now for the Bucks, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
And they need to stay focused. I mean, they have to ensure they hang on to a high seed. It's imperative for them.
And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
Milwaukee foul call.
And while we can, let's have a look at the 2K leaderboard to find out who have been the most efficient scorers in the NBA this month.
Shooting for
Giannis Antetokounmpo, 4th.
It would be hard to imagine him shooting the ball much better than he has. He has been on fire.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. A different look for Milwaukee. Chris Middleton's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for George Hill. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Here's Bledsoe. And that one's clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And since coming to the Bucks, Eric Bledsoe hasn't been asked to do nearly as much as he has in the past.
And for Bledsoe, that is a good thing, as he is best as a complementary player. Not scoring as much, but his decision-making and shot selection have vastly improved.
First free throw is good.
We're having a lot of success from the line here in the second quarter.
And Washington making a change here. Ryan's checked in. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Mark, you and I are sitting here watching this game, broadcasting the game. There are a lot of times that the fans can't see how emotionally charged up you are over some of the things you see on the floor, good and bad.
Hey, I love great basketball. Excellent passing, tremendous hustle, creativity on your moves. One of the things that really excites me, though, is to see the ball pop and end up in a three-point shooter's hands, and he's able to knock one down because the crowd is able to follow that ball, and the anticipation just kind of rises as it gets to the designated shooter. I love guys going after rebounds on the offensive glass.
That's a great example about that three-point shot, though, Clark. I love that. That's terrific. Here's Antetokounmpo.
And that's terrific D by Hachimura. He's shown he has the strength and length to match up against almost anyone.
Now here's Wall. Following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo. Great D that time from Middleton.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take it.
Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
They grabbed their own miss.
Oh my
great dunk.
goodness! That was special. And when the Greek Freak takes flight, he's looking to tear that rim apart. So ferocious in his throwdown.
Now here's Wall. 17 points for him last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off it.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Middleton. And here's Korver. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. From the high post, shot is good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from Antetokounmpo.
Seems like he can't miss right now, guys. Completely in the zone this quarter.
Wall passes to Bryant. Dishes it to Beal. Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
You look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Yeah, nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality.
An absolutely tremendous athlete, able to go up and finish over the biggest of defenders.
Now here's Beal. 9 points in the game so far.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Antetokounmpo passes to Korver. And here's Middleton, covered by Wall. Middleton can't get it to go.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Brown inside, guarded by Korver.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Now here's Bledsoe. He's been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. Here's Wall, and Wall with the slam.
Tell you one thing, it's a bonus to have a guard who can flush it like that. I mean, Wall gets up high on these jams.
Timeout called, the Bucks. Bart, take us inside the halftime locker room in the NBA.
Well, players typically just regroup individually. There may be some conversation between the players as a group, but then the coaches will huddle, evaluate what transpired in the first half, what adjustments need to be made, and then they'll communicate that to the team. And it's basically a time to rest and regroup for the players to adjust and strategize for the coaches.
Clark, you think there's any videotape review in there, maybe showing players certain sets, certain schemes?
In this day and age, for sure, with the use of iPads and technology, if you go back to my time, there was no quick turnaround of video in the halftime locker room.
Right, right. I do know officials do that, too, in their locker room at halftime.
My people show out, yeah, yeah. I study the game like a tool. Schooling the kids with no roof. Giving out gold like a boost. Calling me king.
A different look from Milwaukee. Robin Lopez is checked in for Lopez. Sterling Brown comes in for Chris Middleton. And Wesley Matthews subbed in for Kyle Korver. Now, here's Antetokounmpo, who's got 23. Bledsoe with it. Picked up by Brown. Deft touch on the alley-oop.
You know, Bledsoe has developed his passing skills to the point where you've got to respect that part of his game. He's doing a nice job finding his open guys.
Here is Bryant. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Wall's shot is off. Bucks trail by 9. Here's Bledsoe. That one a little long.
And smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
As a defender, he's going to just be a bothersome, worrisome guy, making you miserable all night. A hand in your face on every jump.
Now here's Wall. He's got 11. Here's Beal. And the Wizards getting another bucket right there.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on him.
And Matthews kicks to Antetokounmpo, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Antetokounmpo.
And when it comes to his scoring, he's enjoying a fantastic run. He's brought his points per game average up thanks to the work he's done in the past 10, and maybe he's got another big one in store tonight.
That's good from Antetokounmpo.
And he just seemed to have a little more fire in the first quarter than he has in this one, and it showed in all the trips he made to the free throw line. Those have dried up.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Wagner, he's checked in for Thomas Bryant. And it's C.J. Miles in for Troy Brown. And Milwaukee with a change here, too. George Hill's checked in for Eric Bledsoe. And both free throws good for Giannis. Washington leading now by 9. Poked away. Wagner passes to Beal. Now here's Miles. Pass to Wall. 4 on the clock. From the line, and it's sent back by Lopez.
And the space Lopez is able to cover on defense, using that size and length to reject the shot.
Mahinmi's checked in for the Wizards. Ish Smith comes in for John Wall. Bucks trail by 9. Giannis outside. It's deflected.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Here's Antetokounmpo after the made shot from Bradley Beal. Giannis outside. Three-pointer on the way. Rebound by Smith. Wizards leading by 11. He lobs it up.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Milwaukee has got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. And Matthews kicks to Hill. Miles against Giannis. Matthews with the steal. 35 seconds left in the first half. Lopez with the ball. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Hill drives in. He gets it in there.
Man, you got to love how precise Hill is and proficient he is with the floaters. Makes them nearly impossible to block with how fast he gets them off.
Matthews against Beal. Beyond the arc. And so it's the Washington Wizards. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Mike Budenholzer. Coach, probably not the defensive effort you were hoping for thus far.
Yeah, no, our defense isn't where it needs to be. I think they're getting open looks, we're overshifting, and then we're not committing to shooters. Just not a very good defensive effort so far.
Mike, thanks very much for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Bradley Beal putting in some incredible work. He had 16 points and 1 rebound. The first 2 quarters went very well for him. And taking a look at the Wizards, Shaq, what'd you think?
Give it up for Bradley Beal. He's been awesome. Physical tool, 6'5", good athlete, terrific touch on the jumper. Scary thing, he's only getting better.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Milwaukee?
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. If you look at Antetokounmpo in this game, has been everywhere.
Well, with a double-double in hand through 2 quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
Yeah, he's got that locked-in look in his eyes tonight, and he's not going to start taking it easy. I think he's going to be going hard until that final whistle blows.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Wall runs the point with Beal at the 2. And it's Brown in at the small forward position. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Giannis drives in.
And I tell you, it's ridiculous how much space Antetokounmpo covers in just 2 strides. I mean, the way he handles himself going to the basket, man, it is one sight to see.
Here's Beal. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant. And that's now 18 points for Bradley Beal.
And he can take over in a nanosecond. I mean, once he catches fire, it's difficult to squelch it.
Now here's Bledsoe. And Lopez has it in the corner. Cans it from downtown. Lopez has got himself on the board with 3 there.
And a nice job from Lopez to catch and shoot in a fluid motion. And for a guy as big as he is, that's really impressive. You know, while Eric Bledsoe isn't a 20-point-per-game scorer like he was in Phoenix, you could argue that he's a more effective player since coming to Milwaukee. His efficiency is at a career-high level.
Sinks that one from the post. Bledsoe's got 5.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Washington leading now by 6. All with it, now guarded by Antetokounmpo, and it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And for Bledsoe and the Bucks, he's been a great fit, Clark, as a 3rd option on the team.
Yeah, I agree, guys, because it really comes down to recognizing the right spot and right role for you with your team. And Bledsoe himself recognizes that. He says he's the happiest he's ever been since coming to Milwaukee.
And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Washington's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Wall passes to Beal. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It goes on Eric Bledsoe. The Wizards have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6.
2 shots.
Free throw good, Beal. And so he hits both. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Antetokounmpo kicks to Lopez. The 3. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. And take a look at this. Every team loves to have guys like these. Big men who can pass like guards. These are their assist totals on the season. 3rd is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And these are some of the most complete players in our league. I mean, they're not just traditional score and rebound big men. They can beat you with their passing as well.
And their teammates know to always keep moving on the perimeter because the ball will be coming back out to you if you work yourself free. You're looking at some of the masters of the kick-out pass right there.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Picked him clean. And here we go, the Wizards fast break. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And when Hachimura is looking to score, it sometimes forces the D to get aggressive. Love the energy.
First trip to the line for him here.
And with the free throw percentage hovering around 70, he knows he has to bring that up.
And that one misses. And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect. Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3 ball in his last year of college, hit over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
The Wizards making a switch here. Bonga's checked in. Good on the second free throw.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
And Bledsoe with the stuff.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
Splashed them one after another. It really was quite a display from the stripe.
1 shot.
Now Wall. 13 points in the game. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. And it's sent back by Lopez.
You could see Lopez tracking that shot the whole way. Nice awareness from him and a terrific rejection as well.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
Yeah, you wouldn't know they're the team trailing when they're able to pull off plays like that.
The Wizards with another miss. Bucks trail by 6. Middleton right side. Now the pass to Lopez. Puts it up from 15. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
I love that mid-range shot, Greg. It's definitely giving the defender something extra to think about.
Now here's Beal. He's got 20.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Here's Bledsoe. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Bledsoe's got 7 now in this quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Kyle Korver. He's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Here's Bonga. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for Washington. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Count it. Good. That's now 22 points for Bradley Beal.
Oh, nice feed from Wall, paving the way for that bucket. That's always his first thought. Find the best shot possible on every trip, whether he has to take it himself or create for a teammate.
Now here's Middleton. He's got 5.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Wizards.
From mid-range, it's been a very nice game for them. I mean, they've been finding the bottom of the net a lot.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half.
And the first one at the line is good.
Boy, for me, it's really been fun watching the evolution of Chris Middleton. I mean, a rangy 2-guard who can really stuff the stat sheet.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Mo Wagner comes in for Thomas Bryant, and it's C.J. Miles in for Beal. The Bucks also with the sub. Lopez is checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
Passes it to Hachimura. Back to Wall. Pass to Wagner. And it's sent back by Lopez. Middleton on the wing for the lead. Hachimura grabs the miss. Hachimura's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. The kick out to Wall. Here's Bonga. Pass to Hachimura. 14 feet away. Buries the jump shot. Hachimura's got 7 points in the game.
And a solid shooter from mid-range. Hachimura with textbook fundamentals.
Here's DiVincenzo. It's deflected. Miles with it. Now defended by Korver. Here's Bonga. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. And it's a 6-point Washington lead.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And here is Lopez. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Tipped away. Stolen by Miles. Kicks at the wall. The pass to Hachimura. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his 4th personal.
That's on Brook Lopez.
And you can see what makes Hachimura a tough cover. He can beat you with finesse, and also he can bring the hard hat.
2 shots.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And that one falls for Hachimura. Mahimi's checked in for Washington. Ish Smith comes in for John Wall. The Bucks also changing it up. Sterling Brown, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And George Hills subbed in for Brook Lopez. Both good from the line that time. Here's DiVincenzo. To the middle. Here's Korver. And he banks in the layup.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Pass to Hachimura. Smith against Hill. Miles, that's for 2. And another miss by Washington. Bucks trail by 6. Brown feeling it out a bit. Hill finds Lopez. Here is Korver. Clock at 6. Here's DiVincenzo. No good on the 3. Now here's Miles. Tight defense on him. Good on the shot. And the Wizards lead by 8.
Love the tenacity from Miles. Just simply skying up and finishing strong inside.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now, here is Hill. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Tell you what, George Hill is one of my favorite players to watch. Veteran point guard. He's bounced around a bit the last few seasons, but he gives you leadership, toughness, a cool demeanor, and he's one of the smartest players I've ever been around. Brings value to every team that he plays on.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Hill. And with Hill, as you said, Clark, he's a perfect fit as a second unit leader.
Yeah, I love the fact that George Hill really gives you everything you need in the backcourt. He's an excellent defender, makes really good decisions, can score the ball when you need him to. He's ideal to come off the bench because he packed a lot of production into short playing stints.
That one misses.
Well, George Hill, the veteran guard, doesn't produce at the volume he once did. Still, he brings a lot of value to a team.
Now, here's Mahimi. He's got 5. And here's Brown outside. Mahimi dishes to Miles. Count that one. Miles has got 4 this quarter. And the Bucks with possession here. They trail by 9 points. And for Hill, Greg, he's a great veteran leader who brings value to a playoff-bound team.
You know, Hill has a game that is effective even when he's not scoring. His leadership and defense will make him a welcome addition to any roster, even as his numbers fade.
Brown, it's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got his 5th assist in this one.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now here's Lopez. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Outside Hill for the 3, nailed from three-point land.
3. Well, you can't lose sight of Hill when he's out on the perimeter. A deadly shooter from deep.
Smith the pass to Miles. A stupendous finish in traffic. Miles has got his third basket of the night right there. And so he'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. It's a 10-point game. Pass to DiVincenzo. Pass to Porter. The pass to DiVincenzo. Over Brown. DiVincenzo hits the bucket. DiVincenzo's got his second basket of the game.
I just like the awareness there from Korver. He draws a lot of attention, which is why he's able to get passes over to his teammates.
Miles with it. He has 6. From deep. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. Wizards lead by 8. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Bucks trail by 8. A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the court for the Bucks. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Matthews out there with Hill. And it's Brown in at the 3.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Oh, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
Smith the pass to Wagner. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Boy, Matthews, a guy who was undrafted, is a crafty veteran now. Terrific at using his body to draw the foul.
And the shooting guard, Wesley Matthews, a terrific defender who has no hesitation, Greg, in taking that long 3.
A pretty good combination. Weathered an Achilles tear back in 2015, but has remained a steady rotation player.
Shooting 2.
Free throw, good. Matthews.
You know, Wes Matthews plays with that chip and edge that comes from not being drafted. He's a quality player now, and I think that edge has served him well throughout his career.
Beal's checked in for the Wizards. Eric Bledsoe's checked in for Milwaukee. Both free throws good from Matthews. Wizards leading by 4. Now here is Smith. Outside, Beal. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 6 assists here tonight.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Now here's Bledsoe. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. And again, the Bucks miss.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
And Smith is really gifted at how he swings the ball around to that open man. He's an outstanding point guard, always looking to get the ball to the open gap.
Hill against Smith. Now Lopez. Fires from deep. Rebound by Smith. Washington's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Here's Bryant. Another one falls for Washington.
Ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Bledsoe outside. It's Hill on the wing. There's the dish to Antetokounmpo. So on the run, and the dunk by Giannis.
Hill is difficult to guard in pick and roll sets because of his shooting, speed, and his passing ability. I mean, it's basically pick your poison with him.
Here's Wagner. And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That's his fourth foul of the contest.
And that fourth foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
John Wall's checked in for Ish Smith. The Bucks also with the sub. Chris Middleton's checked in for Hill. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Brown the pass to Wagner. Just 5 on the clock. Washington needs to get a shot off here. And it's Bryant missing.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense.
Washington calls timeout. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor, and these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. Let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
I was able to listen in on what Scott Brooks had to say to his team. He said, "This is where mistakes can kill us. This is where mistakes can turn this thing completely around. Protect the basketball and make the simple play." In other words, guys, no hero ball right now.
Thanks, David.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively. He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Brown kicks to Wall. To the paint. It's tipped. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And here's Bledsoe. Lets a floater go. The shot misses. And so it's Wall. He brings it up for the Washington Wizards. Beal with it. He's picked up by Lopez. Beal can't get it to go. Bucks trail by 7. Here is Matthews. Oh, and here we go. Wall's got it. The fast break chance. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
He is a monster in transition. Wall operates in the open court at an elite level. I'm not sure there's anyone who finishes better on the break.
And Giannis throws it down.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
And that's what those alley-oops will do for a team. Ignition switch ignited.
Now here's Matthews. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam. Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
And that's the one thing you just really can't control or even guard against, and that's injury.
Yeah, aside from some of the player protection rules, which have been of benefit, a lot of it just comes down to what the body can withstand.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Wilson's checked in. Here's Lopez. Middleton the pass to Bledsoe. Six on the shot clock. With the shot. Rebound by the Wizards. Bryant's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Passes it to Lopez. And it's sent back by Bryant. Bledsoe kicks to Matthews. Middleton outside. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Foul called. Brook Lopez. That's his 5th personal foul. Shooting for Washington, Lawrence Wagner. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Hachimura, he's checked in for the Wizards. And Milwaukee with a change here too. Bender, he's checked in for Wilson. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Bledsoe. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Brown, and Brown throws it down.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Now here's Bledsoe. Over Wall. Shot's good by Bledsoe.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Wall passes to Brown. Here's Wagner. Pass to Hachimura. Stolen by Bender. Matthews goes in.
Well, I like seeing Matthews go strong to the rack. I mean, using his speed and strength to put the defense in a pickle.
Shooting for Milwaukee, Wesley Matthews. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for Milwaukee. No luck that time either.
Usually free throws are a formality for him. I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here is Bledsoe, following the basket by John Wall. Wall against Bledsoe. Here's Hachimura. And here's Wall outside on his 15th shot attempt. He makes his 9th basket, shooting a healthy 60% tonight.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
Now here's Bledsoe. Middleton with it. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well, I love the concentration and focus of Middleton. Knock him around, get physical with him, doesn't bother him at all. He stays calm and in control.
Here is Wall. Outside, Beal. Back to Wall. Pass to Hachimura. Shot clock at 5. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy.
A nice job taking what the defenders gave him. These guys need a gut check right now.
Well, that's exactly the kind of defense that's gotten them into the hole.
Now here's Middleton. 1:46 left here in the fourth quarter. Matthews against Beal. Fires it up. That shot off the mark. Now the Wizards take it the other way. The pass to Hachimura. For a while now, you and I were just talking, we've had a rule that a team cannot go without a first-round pick in consecutive years. Could it be time to lift that restriction?
I certainly wouldn't mind discussing lifting the restriction, but I like it as it is on the books because it does lend itself, I think, to competitive balance. And that's important in the strength of a league.
DiVincenzo can't hit it. And the Wizards with possession. They're on a 15-6 run.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Wizards.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
And they put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only 1 left to play.
No matter what happens next time they meet, I think this was the biggest game they'll play against each other this season. Getting that 2-1 advantage means so much.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for John Wall.
Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks. With John Wall. John, it sure looks like the chemistry is coming together. What is the bond like with your teammates?
We enjoy playing with each other. We have great chemistry. We all work hard, and we know how much we mean to each other, how much we work every day, and we just try to keep getting better each game.
Well, the work is paying off, John. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.